Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been about 3 months I think since I did my last video. This is literally the only time I've had to myself. I've been so busy lately. I started placement when basically the video stopped, so it was a bit difficult for me and I just couldn't find the time, couldn't really balance everything, but I also felt very rushed, very like I just didn't have time to do anything basically. But we're here today and it's so nice to be back, setting everything up. I think I spent about 10 minutes just trying to sort out my camera and my lights and where I was going to do my videos. But because I've been on placement for the past 2 months, I thought the most appropriate video to put out would just kind of be a video about what I take on placement, what I think are essentials for nursing students. I think this is a really good video just to see what kind of things from a 3rd year I've progressed and thought is essential for placement and what you're really just not going to use. So the first major thing when starting any kind of placement is to be organised, and the first thing that starts with that is I think a really good bag. Obviously as a nursing student you're going to be taking your uniform, shoes, change of clothes, change of shoes if you prefer. You're going to have like books and your lunch, drink, everything, so you've got to kind of carry your whole life around with you while travelling to and from placement. The 2 bags that I use for placement I bought fairly recently, and it's this pretty little thing bag. It is a backpack. I bought this one. It wasn't even full placement, to be fair. I just needed a new backpack. You just need to find a large backpack that you can fit everything in, and this one's my favourite, only because it's got like 2 side pockets. It's got the front pocket, it's got like a back zip pocket, but the inside is just huge. The only thing I don't like about this bag is that it doesn't have a zip to close it. It only has one of those like buckles. The other bag that I use is this absolutely huge like handbag, tote bag, whatever you want to call it. This comes with like huge handles, but it also comes with the hooks to put the really long straps on. But this is honestly absolutely huge. It is a bit messy, a bit dirty, it does need a clean, but it's absolutely huge. You can fit so much stuff in here. I think this one was £15 from Deichmann. Is that how you say it? Deichmann? So it was really good. And the pretty little thing one, I cannot remember, but I feel like it was about £20. The next most important thing I think is to stay hydrated, so get yourself a really good bottle. This one, obviously I've spoken about these a million times before. These are the TikTok water bottles, and obviously they come with the pop lid and a straw, so they're so easy to use. They've also got the handle, which makes it, I wouldn't say makes it inconvenient then, it makes it convenient to carry. Oh my god, is it broken? Obviously, like I said, doing full days on the ward, 12.5-hour shifts, it's a very long time and you're going to be working, running around, so you need to stay hydrated. So definitely invest in a really, really good water bottle. So obviously you're going to want to eat while you're on placement, and I always find something like a packed lunch bag is so nice and easy. This one's from Primark and I think it's like cost me like £152. You want something to carry a lot of food to fuel you throughout the day. I always take like pastas, sandwiches, things that are just quick and easy to make, and then I just fill the rest with chocolate bars, fruit, snacks, crisps, biscuits, things to just keep me going and snacking when you have your breaks or your tea breaks, and when you have your lunch, just things to just fuel you throughout the day. Your mind's got to be switched on, so you've got to fuel it, you've got to stay hydrated. So yeah, so always pack yourself a really good lunch and always have a bottle of water. I always think when it gets to like the colder weather, you don't really want to be eating cold sandwiches, cold pastas, salads, things like that. So I bought myself a food flask. This is honestly amazing. I have used this since, I think I bought it in 6th form, so it's lasted me a solid 5 years. It holds about 500ml, this one. You can get bigger ones, but I think this one's really nice to go just in with your bag. It fits nicely. So yeah, I think these are a great alternative if you don't want to have sandwiches every day. Also, a flask. I know I said a food flask, but a tea flask, coffee flask, whatever you want. This one's a bit shit, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have got a really good Costa one, but that's at my boyfriend's house, not mine. Invest in a good flask, and obviously if you're travelling, like I said, on the train, on the bus, in your car, on the way to placement, a flask is your best friend. That's like all like your basics out of the way. Obviously invest in good trainers or good like working shoes. There's loads of different ones. Skechers are the ones that I've always used. But the next things that I'm going to show you are kind of the things that I found, you know, are useful. I use them, they're essential to me. They're a good added little bonus to help you when you're learning and understanding different things. So the first thing that I always bring is a really good notebook. This one's really good because it comes with a notepad that you can rip out and clip on as like a clipboard. So this is really good, I've found, for when you're doing things like ward round, doing the handover, things like that. You tend to be stood up a lot, so by having this really nice hard board, you're able to just write down what you need to know. I think this was like £3 from Wilko's. They had a couple of different designs, but I just think it's so good and just so convenient for you. But also notebooks, get some mini ones, get some little notebooks. Obviously they're great, but you know, if you're running around and need to write down things like, I don't know, someone's BM score or what their blood pressure is because you haven't got access to a laptop, these are a godsend. These are life changing. They literally fit right in your pocket. I find that I write a lot of things down, you know, and I'm on the phone to people. So yeah, so definitely get mini ones and a good notebook to write anything else down in. Obviously, to go with the notebook, a pencil case is standard. Don't get like a really big bulky one. I just got this really tiny little one. It is absolutely covered in coffee stains, so it needs a good wash, but get yourself just a nice pencil case. I have things in it from placement that I have collected over the few years. I've got, you know, scissors, I've got a pupil gauge. Oh my god, I forgot what it was called then. I've got tape. Obviously pupil gauges you're not going to use all the time, but I got one just because you saw them using it when you're on night shifts. If you don't want to turn the light on and obviously disturb the patient, just use this and you'll be able to see. And also it helps really well with open wounds. So if you're able to see the depth of a wound and to assess a good, I'm going to say a good wound then, assess an open wound, this is really good to help. Other things that I found really useful, which I bought off Amazon recently, are these little books. These are nursing and healthcare books. So these are just like little pocket guides which fit in your pocket. It's amazing. And I got one on wound care and drugs in use. It's got all these tables in to just break everything down and give you the basic information without overloading you, so you're able to find things. So these are a really, really good find. I think they're about £7 each. I think it's so worth it to help you get your head around drugs especially, but also wound care, because that's a really big thing in hospitals. But another thing is, if you've got a lanyard, I got these cards, and these are like little revision cards. So this one has got your News 2 scores on it, so it enables you to have a look, see what the ranges should be, what's good, what's bad. So that's really nice to see when doing a patient's vitals. I've also got an ECG reading, because ECGs are very difficult. I say they're very difficult. Once you understand them, it's easy, but you know, you need to understand what the normal is, what's abnormal, what different issues can arise when doing an ECG. I've also got the Glasgow Coma Scale on there, which is great. So it tells you all the different, I can't read, I'm a little bit blind. So the best monitor response, best verbal response, and the eyes opening. And then it also, on the back of it, you've got the S-bar. So when you're doing handover, you need to talk about situation, background, assessment, and recommendation. So you talk about everything there. You've not missed any information. You go through each individual point, and it's so nice, especially when you're on the phone. And then the last one is, what is this one? Oh, that's the ECG one again. What's the other one? Oh, this is just like your normal adult reference range. So when people have like a full blood count, it'll tell you what the normal range should be. The last things I think I'm going to mention are lip balm. Always have lip balm on you, especially when you're wearing masks, your lips are going to get very dry. Mints are a really good thing to have because they obviously help produce saliva, so it keeps your mouth really wet if you haven't got time to have a drink, but always try and stay hydrated. Anything else? Oh, a nurse's watch. You can get loads of standard ones, but my parents bought this one and it is absolutely adorable. It is a tiny little elephant and I absolutely love it just because it's so different, it's so unique, and every time I go into a patient's room, they are like, oh, I love your elephant, oh, that's such a cute nurse's watch. And I just think it brings just a little bit more joy. You know, it's not just like a basic watch, it's something cute, it's something different. But also I've just recently bought one for my Apple Watch, so obviously I wear an Apple Watch, but you have to be bare from the elbow, so having this is really nice as well if you like to obviously count your steps and get your steps in for the day. This is a really good one. It is just like a badge, clips on, simple. So yeah, so they're like my basic essentials, I'd say, for placement. Also try and get a bit of a background knowledge of your placement before you go on it, because you don't want to be like a little fish out of water, not knowing what you're doing. You want to have like a basic understanding of the placement that you're going to. Obviously you'll find your own flow with things, you'll find your own style and structure and things that you like to carry with you, things that you don't. So I really do hope that seeing the things that I carry with me has helped you know what you want and what you should carry. So if this video helps you, then that is wonderful, and I hope you have a wonderful nursing career. That's all for today. You know, like, comment, subscribe, do all that, whatever, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.